Yo, it's good. I always look crazy on this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm credit. I'm putting it work. But we just gonna have a little chill stream this morning. React to a couple things. I'm trying to do this shit every day, at least an hour, so we gonna see. We gonna build a little community in this bitch. But these are the stepping stones. Can't wait. I told my girl she gotta remind me to get on stream every day. But let's spark up, react to a couple things. Get it. Hey, get it, man. I wish you could smoke on TikTok. I'll be live on TikTok too at the same time. I'll be averaging like 20 views on there. I'll be averaging 0 on here, but it ain't even true. Whatever God want me to have, I'm fine with it. Let's get into the bit. Nigga, what?
Some malarkey just took place at No Jumper about an hour ago, and I ran to my computer desk to let you guys know what's going on. This is terrible. This is horrendous. This is bad. Almighty Suspect and Brandon, both host on No Jumper, they had an altercation on No Jumper so terrible and so bad that it almost ended in somebody losing their life. If one of them hits or swipes would have connected, it would have probably ended in somebody tragically passing away. This is one of the most terrible things I've ever witnessed. The last time Brandon and Suspect was on camera before tonight, I thought we would never see them on camera again because that's how bad it ended. Like, fades were being offered the last time they were on camera together.
Really gonna happen because there's no one on earth who think you could beat me up in a fight.
But we're not gonna get to exchanging violent words.
We don't need to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, if it's really that serious, Josh, if it's really, listen, as a man, if it's that serious to where we got to keep bringing it up, bro. I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, bro. I fight every day. In MMA, I do Muay Thai too. I fight every day. I'm gonna go fight after this is done when I go to my gym. That's nothing for me to bust down a little ice skin. Can we set it up?
You think I'm going to set it up? Hands on me. You got another.
Well, you don't got to set it up.
You got another.
Listen. So let's go now. Outside. It's if you think I'm gonna let you put your hands on me. Come on. See how it changed that quick, Josh?
Let's do it, Mr.
If you think I'm gonna let you put your hands on me,
I'm gonna show you what we do to niggas who train. Come on.
Just keep bringing it up. Right.
I'll show you what we do.
Josh,
a couple more topics to get through.
But to my surprise, and yeah, I'm snitching, my good friend Lush One, aka Nick Moss, was able to convince Brandon and Suspect to hop back on camera together and podcast. Now, this was framed as like a Long Beach versus No Jumper debate, but the only Long Beach person I've seen there was Brandon. So I guess the Long Beach part got X'd out, and it was just a Brandon and Suspect joining the Tuesday show. But Lush One worked tirelessly day and night for the last week to make this happen, and they both agreed. Now, I do feel like if one would have agreed and the other wouldn't have agreed, that would have been leverage for the other person to use. Like, see, they invited both of us. I came. That person didn't show up. I wonder why. So I feel like they both was kind of backed into a corner and low-key had to show up, because if one person show up and the other person don't show up, after phase were offered on camera the last time they was on camera, it would have looked bad on the other person. So they showed up. And when they showed up, almost instantly, bro, it was a dumpster fire, bro. Right? They began right where they left off. Okay, they began roasting each other. Now, the crazy part about this, too, bro, you could tell low-key that the tension was in the room, and it wouldn't take much to set it off, because they got into it over a sports conversation. I think Brandon stated that the assist was created by white men in basketball because they couldn't do anything else. And then the assist led to, well, what is your role at No Jumper? And then Suspect will say that Brandon is only on No Jumper because of him when they got into it.
Lush is not even that.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, Lush the water boy.
The ball is unimportant.
No, Lush is the water boy. He's the most important person.
All right, cool. With that being said,
all right. So when it comes to No Jumper, what's your position, Brandon? You giving assist, right?
I'm not giving nobody assist.
What you doing?
I come in, I give my opinion.
Huh?
No, you are the assist man. You don't do shit but pass the ball, nigga.
Okay. That's Lush, actually.
That's what he's saying. You are the assist man.
You come here, I'm undefeated at debates. Anybody want to debate, you can sit down.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't. Niggas wouldn't even give a fuck about what you got going on up here. Let's keep it frank.
You want me to tell you? You want to tell you? If I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna be honest, if it took for you to not act like a hyper emotional beta male child, for just if that was
big white man,
if that was you, I would prefer that than what you do.
But you love using a big ass.
I guess big words is right now.
This is where I'll put the onus on everyone in that room, because they were under the impression, they knew that these two dudes didn't like each other. They knew it was very hostile. I feel like when conversations like this start coming up, you don't treat it as content. You sort of step in and say, hey, guys, let's relax here, man. Cooler heads prevail. Switch topic, get to the topics and move on. But I feel like once you leave the air and more room for the insults to start pouring in, it's now almost impossible to derail it, because once one person gets a good insult out, then the other person feels like they need to get a good insult back. Because if you guys switch topic and move on before the last person get their insult in, then it feels like they lost, because the person who was able to get the insult in before y'all moved on, they got the last good insult in. So I feel like this should have been derailed way before this. A conversation should have probably been had way before they hopped on camera, but it did. Now, in terms of what Suspect said specifically, listen, man, we all like he's not wrong per se. And I don't even feel like Brandon would say he's wrong. I feel like a storyline is needed when it comes to any network, right? When you're somebody who's new and you're trying to break through, usually you need a moment. And usually that moment comes when it comes to No Jumper. That moment usually comes, when you either do something really positive or do something really negative. In this case with Suspect and Brandon, it came from a really negative moment. But that led to Brandon, like coming on more, getting more looks to showcase himself, and Brandon showcased himself, and now Brandon is a recurring guest. And why I say Suspect isn't wrong, because I brought Brandon. I say, yo, this dude is really dope. He did a debate with me and Gorilla Hebrew, got 100,000. But, some people weren't completely sold on Brandon yet. You feel me? He came across as, a super hotep at some point, and they didn't know how that would fit in terms of a cultural hip-hop media. But
The police had their theory. The school had no answers. But his mother never stopped searching. For 22 years, if there's anything to share, the authorities will follow up. That night, Carroll stood in Jalen's room and stared at his desk. His notebooks were still stacked neatly, homework unfinished. A comic book lay open to a page where a hero stood alone on an alien world